First, live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
Hello, everyone. I'm Greg Nibbler. As always, thanks for joining us. We are live streaming on our social media channels, on YouTube, Facebook, on our apps, and our website, so lots of places to find us, and thanks to everybody who does that and joined us. You may be watching live and maybe watching afterward, but what we're going to be doing right now is talking to the one and only Jeremiah Coughlan, Portland comedian extraordinaire. He's got an album recording and a new podcast that's somehow designed to put you to sleep, so we're going to discuss that right now, and we've got him right here with us. It's Jeremiah. Hello, how's it going?
Hey, good. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing good. It's always good to see you.
Great to see you also. Yes.
Jeremiah,
a lot going on.
Yeah, you do have a lot going on. Like, you always seem to have something else happening. So, I want to talk about both of these things. But I think, first off, before we get to the album recording, tell me about this podcast that you have launched. It's on Hatch Plus. And
Yes.
Can you explain to everybody what Hatch Plus is and what this new show is?
Yeah. So it's not, we don't call it a podcast. So that's
so
a
there
fun
we
thing.
go. Number one.
Yep.
Number
one.
Change that. Okay.
So, so it's Hatch. Hatch is, no, it's okay. You can call it a podcast. It's okay. You're fine. I'm just not allowed to. But
Fair enough.
what I'll say is that Hatch is a sleep wellness company. They have devices. They do devices for kids, devices for adults. And so our new show on Hatch Plus, which is me and my buddy Joe Simons, it's called Sleepy Time Sports. And so Pillow Talk is like a group of channels within the Hatch Plus umbrella. And it's different people have shows. It's really fun. That's me holding Joe in my arms like the little tiny baby that he is. And so it's 6 shows that are a variety of topics: true crime, sports, history, travel, comedy. Oh yeah, look, this is us. Oh my gosh, look at us.
I gotta say, this is some pretty impressive, marketing videos here that you have.
Oh yeah, I haven't even seen this. This is your breaking news right here.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah. Let's pass this off. I mean, this is a big production value, and what this
It's so stupid.
is pretty good. It's fantastic.
That's me with makeup on. I have makeup on right there.
They did. Oh,
first
you
time
actually
in
do
my
have
life.
makeup on there. Wow,
Not the first time in my life.
I was
I
gonna
have
say,
4 older sisters. Let's be honest.
I mean, you've been involved in a lot of things. I would find that shocking if that's the first time. So
Yeah.
So I'm really curious about this concept because I love the idea, of things designed to help you sleep better, help you, go through that. I am a terrible sleeper, so I'm always interested in finding out more about things that could help that out and work better.
Yeah.
But the idea of listening to sports before you go to sleep, that is such an interesting concept. How does that work? How do you frame a show like that?
So, the show itself is not we don't do updates. We're not, talking. It's very more based around sports culture. We talk about, like trophies and interesting things that have happened in the past and interesting characters from the past in sports and our favorite sports movies. And so it's very like, a general broad topic of sports. We're not doing balls and strikes. We're not doing the, today's scores. We're not reading highlights. We're not reading anything. That's the beauty of it. It's just me and Joe. We get on, we talk about, is momentum real? Who has a real home field advantage? Should people storm the field if their bad team wins one game? Just like real general broad stuff like that. It's our kind of opinions around these things more than anything. And it's, the episodes are, 17 minutes long, just designed to be like a quick wind down for people. And, the product itself is, I can only talk about my experience because, I have fallen asleep with the TV on my entire adult life. And early on, like when we did all the promo stuff, they gave us one and we're like, here, have a Hatch, see how it works. And I have not turned the TV on in our bedroom since I got this thing.
Wow.
Not once. And so, it's got a light on it that comes on. And, right now I fall asleep to someone reading an astronomy manual from the 1940s.
I love it. That's
And then it goes into like river noises, and then it goes into white noise, and then I wake up to like a sunrise alarm clock with church bells, because that's my least favorite noise in the world. And I sit up like the Undertaker every morning.
I imagine
and
that's how you do. That's how I've always imagined it. Yeah.
and I turn it off. But and that's part of the what sets us apart from there's similar stuff out there. So the two things I would say are that it lives in your phone, but you don't use your phone. The whole thing is to put your phone away. You set up a routine beforehand on the app, and then you turn the device on, and that's it. You don't ever have to have your phone next to you while you're sleeping. I put mine in another room, which is great considering what we know now about blue light and all these things. And then the other part is the show itself is not scripted. It's not, a lot of the sleep story kind of space is like people reading stuff to you or at you. And this is more just like very casual conversation, kind of like what you and I are doing right now. But, we just, I try not to get excited. I try not to, have too many Red Bulls beforehand. And I just, we just talk it out and have a good time. And, it's an amazing product, and it's really been a cool thing to be a part of. Like you saw, like the promotional materials and all that stuff. I mean, we got flown to Hollywood and all of that kind of stuff. It was very, very strange. Not what I'm used to.
That's amazing, though.
Pretty cool.
Tell me about your co-host. Like, how did you guys start working together?
Oh, so Joe Simons is a local broadcaster. He was on Blazers Outsiders. He used to be part of the pre and post game team, and then he works at the Portland Pickles with me. He's kind of the David Spade to my Chris Farley when it comes to our job out there at the Pickles. And I'm the big goofy guy, and he's the more PA straight up now batting kind of person. And we just we just have a good chemistry. We've worked together a long time, and both Coug fans, couple of WSU kids. Just
Pack too.
Trying to keep it honest, that's all.
That's great. And well, congratulations on that. I mean, that's really cool.
It's pretty cool. Yeah,
it is. Well, something else is cool. You've got your album recording coming up. So
yeah,
I don't know how much you want. Can you talk to us about this process of this specific album recording?
Are the people behind you laughing at me?
No, they weren't laughing at you. No, we're actually in the, I love that you're actually calling that out, because I think some people are afraid to. So we're live in the newsroom right now. So behind me, people are doing their jobs, and the snack table's over here to my left. So everybody's visiting that. That's the truth. The snack table is right next to me. So.
Two monitors on the end of the snack table, and they're like, that's good enough for Greggy. We like him. No, I love that. I wanted them to be laughing at me. It's okay. Yeah, so the album recording process, it's been kind of a weird deal where I did a recording in Philadelphia like this time last year, and due to some kind of unforeseen circumstances, the recording's in the wind, as we say. And so, I get to kind of run it back and try again. And I'm pretty happy about it, because I feel like I've grown in the last year, and I feel a lot different about kind of the material I'm doing. And it's gonna be really fun. The hometown, so it's kind of nerve-wracking. There's a lot of just randos that they're like, I'm gonna come and throw a bucket of chicken at you during this, and you're like, no, I don't think that's you could. I mean, you should show up, but I've had enough chicken. Thank you.
Yeah. Maybe don't heckle during the album recording. Yeah. Or ever.
We'll see what happens. But it's going to be a fun night. It's Helium Comedy Club, as is one of the greatest clubs in the world, in Portland specifically. There's something about that room. It's always fun in there. It's got a great vibe, and some of the funnest shows I've ever done in my life have been in that room. So it's kind of cool. And where I started doing open mics over a decade ago. So it's fun to get to do it. I'm pretty excited about it. And, hopefully we get some butts in the seats,
Well, how does that feel? I mean, you mentioned, 10 years ago, you're doing open mic at Helium. Did you ever envision that you'd be recording an album on that same stage?
I would say no, definitely not. Comedy's one of those things when you start, no one knows anything about anything, and it's one of those. It's a vocation that has no like path. There's no like this is how you get to the next level, and this is all like career path. There's no career path laid out when it comes to comedy. So for me, just anytime I can be there is an awesome time for me. I'm a person that grew up as a comedy nerd, and reciting bits at the dinner table till I upset my parents enough that they made us stop talking and that kind of thing. So yeah, really, when I was a kid, all I ever wanted to be was a stand-up comedian, and so just to be able to say that I do that now it's all gravy at this point. So it's pretty exciting. I'm excited about it, though. Not as excited as the guy behind you that's ordering lunch, but
that probably is. I had to look to see if that was happening. So you mentioned recording it here in Portland and doing it in front of this the home crowd. What is it that you think makes the Portland comedy scene so unique and special?
Yeah, I think Portland comedy scene is situated uniquely where we have a lot of like different folks that have a lot of different things to say. You can, if you've ever been to like a 30-person open mic here in Portland, you're going to hear a lot of different stuff from a lot of different people. And then on top of that, like geographically, we're situated in a way where people get a lot of opportunities to travel around the Northwest and do different shows and perform in front of different crowds and kind of like sharpen that part of their act where, maybe Salem's not that far away, Olympia, Washington's not that far away. Like all these different places, rural areas around Vancouver are not that far away from Portland. And so if you're, going to try to make those people laugh, you're going to have to, really think about what you're going to say as opposed to what you would say if you're in downtown Portland. Right. And so, which is good. It's good to, have an audience that, you're going to make them think, but also you're going to have to think about how you're going to present your material in a way that's going to, unify them either for you or against you. Right. So right. I think the geography has a lot to do with how like well people are able to do in a short amount of time here. I mean, not me, obviously, after 10 years, I'm still here doing this, but
yeah, but you're recording your album. This is pretty big,
Yeah.
At Helium Comedy Club. I mean, I think that's really interesting, just the different geography points because of the diversity of opinions, I guess you could say, depending on where you're at. And so when you do that, do you tailor your material then, or you just change how you're presenting it?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that I personally tailor my material to an audience. I would say, yeah, it's more just like knowing like what their kind of things that are going to make them laugh are going to be, and working in it from a point of, we're all in this together, as opposed to like, oh, I'm going to tell you what I think and see if it works. You're better off just, and my experience has been, kind of, just it's a more of a packaging thing than the actual, like, these are the jokes,
Yeah. But I mean, and that comes with experience, I would imagine, and doing this and performing in so many different places. Well, for everybody out there, let's talk a little bit more about the album recording. So I guess, how would you describe the upcoming album recording to someone who maybe hasn't seen you before?
That's a good question. Yeah. No, I think it'll be really fun. It's, my act, I'm high energy, do a lot of self-deprecation. A lot of the things that I talk about are just honestly like things that are happening in my life, the places that I've traveled. It's always easy to, like crap on Northern California, Southern Oregon, maybe, point out some things that you've heard along the way. And then also just it's my perspective on a lot of different things as someone who grew up in Eastern Washington and has lived in Portland for 18 plus years now, and so it's definitely Yeah, I think it's rounded me out in a way where I have opinions and stories to tell that are relatable because not everybody is just like from here or seen the things that other people have seen, So um yeah, I think all of it's like in a lighthearted way though, like I don't take any of it too seriously. There are comics that we know and love that are out there trying to change people's opinions or uh rally the troops or whatever that looks like, and it's just not authentic for me. That's not who I am, like I'm more of a like a stand in the corner and point and laugh than uh it's just who I am as a person. So I think that comes through in my act.
Yeah, I will say this in all honesty. Jeremiah is one of the funniest people I've ever seen perform. Like truly, it's an enjoyable show every time.
You've gotten the chance to quite a few times,
I
like
have.
and you've seen that funniest person, like it's a color wheel. It's a whole thing of different opinions and ideas.
It's so different. Yeah, talking about Helium Comedy's funniest person contest because it's crazy the diversity of kinds of comedy that are happening during that.
Yeah,
like so many different kinds, and yeah, it's really interesting, and that's why I do love the Portland comedy scene. But I love the fact that you're doing your album at Helium here in town in front of the home crowd. Do you have a name for it?
I have an idea, and everybody that I've said it to has kind of been like, I'm not sure that's what it should be. So we're still working on it. I have a new joke that I think is really funny. That I won't say here. You'll have to come to the show to hear it. And then I think that I can make artwork based on it that I think would be like, to me, is hilarious. And that probably means that's what I'm going to do, because that's genuine and authentic as far as I'm concerned. But, you got to kind of do your own thing. But yeah, I think before when I did it, I wanted it to be because I had the red mullet for so long, and it was going to be called Red Shoes, Red Mullet, Red Flags. But
I like it.
yeah, so that could still happen. We'll see.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's why people need to come to the show to hear the new joke.
You never know.
They can make their guess on that, to understand it. Well, let's tell everybody how and when and where to go to this album recording.
Yeah, Sunday, December 17th at Helium Comedy Club on their website, which is whatever their website is. You have it. You're the journalist, Greg.
Heliumcomedy.com. Yep.
There you go. Yeah.
Just click on the Portland location.
Heliumcomedy.com. There you go. Yeah. Or if you're OCD like me, you go to portland.heliumcomedy.com.
There we go.
And then, yeah, it's right there on the calendar. 7:00. So it's, not too late for the school night kind of folks. I think 7:00. Does that sound right? Yeah.
It sounds right.
Yeah.
I don't have it right in front of me, but then if they go there, they can check on that. So you're doing it's one shot.
One shot. Yeah. Me and Eminem. Yeah.
That's it.
Mom Spaghetti. There it is.
A lot of people call you the Eminem of Portland comedy. I've heard that many times.
Jay Rabbit. Yeah.
Yes.
Jay Rabbit.
Exactly. Jeremiah.
Mom Spaghetti.
Yeah, there it is, right there. So you never know where you're going to get there at the show.
I feel like I shouldn't have worn headphones for this. I feel stupid, but
it looks great. Final question: what's your favorite poster there behind you on your wall?
Oh man,
if you had to pick
that's
one.
Tough. This Seattle Seahawks pennant was my older brother's and has been passed down, and it's not like a throwback. It's from probably 1979.
Wow.
And then you can't see it, but on this wall next to me, there is a poster that says the Largent Legacy on it. And it's a Steve Largent poster that I got for Christmas when I was 9 years old. And I've kept it pristine. It's in a frame now, because still love my Seahawks, even though they're breaking my heart this year.
Yeah.
Just twisting the knife. But yeah, we got some cool stuff. I got a picture of Martin Stadium right in front of me. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. Big sportsy guy.
Yeah. Yeah, well, hence Sleepy Time Sports. So
Sleepy Time Sports. What a great name.
It is a fantastic name. And,
I'm not going to say I made that up, but I made that up.
Nice work. Nice work. That's why you get flown to Hollywood for those kinds of things. Jeremiah, Thank you very much for joining me here today to talk about this. Both of your projects, really, really cool. And
Yeah.
album recording coming up so people can get tickets to that. Where can they follow you for the rest of the time?
Yeah, just on Instagram at Jeremiah Coughlan, and then my website is jeremiahcoughlin.com. All my dates, I'm very slow at updating the dates on there, but I try to make an effort to get on there and put all the dates. So, yeah, I'll be around the Northwest. I'm going up to Tacoma this week and Portland next week, and then flying to Tucson for Christmas weekend. So, getting around there and doing a lot of stuff. So yeah, just Jeremiah Coughlan. It's my name. It's on the screen, probably. Yeah.
Yep, it's there. Jeremiah, thank you. I'll talk to you soon. Congratulations.
Thanks,
and
Gregor.
thanks for being here with me.
Thank you, buddy. Great to see you, as
Good
always.
to see you too. And I'll save you a snack from the table over there.
Yeah.
All right, for everybody watching live, again, thank you for joining us here for Fox 12 Now. I appreciate that. We are live streaming on Facebook and YouTube. You'll see those end here in just a moment. I'll still be live on the website and on our apps for just a few more minutes. So we got a little bit more on there that you can take part in. And appreciate Jeremiah being on here. It is not a podcast. It's a show. Oops, we got that live there. And so, yeah, thanks for joining us. All right, we're going to end that feed. I'll see you over on the apps and the website. I'm Greg Nibbler. This is Fox 12 Now.